Hello. Today I'm going to talk about installing an extension for Google Chrome browser that enables the user to have the computer read a document or piece of text to the user by clicking a button. This becomes very useful in the classroom when you're trying to differentiate and you don't have enough hands. So the way we're going to go about this is you need to make your way to the Chrome store, and a couple different ways you can get there. The first way is to click on your app launcher and it will come up with a page like this, and you'll note that I can click on the Chrome store here. Or I can go out and I can search Chrome Web Store and I can get to it here. Once in the Chrome Web Store, then you're going to search Google Read and Write. Okay, after your search, it will bring up an extension. Again, this is not an app. It does not run separately from your browser. It works inside of your browser, and it will actually attach itself up here on the address bar. So we're going to go ahead and click on Free. We're going to confirm it, and then you'll notice it installed itself up here. It is going to ask you to choose your account that you would like to use it with. Because it is an extension, it will hook on to your profile. So if you sign in with your RV Bears account or your Gmail account and you sign into another computer with the same account, it will actually be there when you open it up. Okay, after you've signed into your account, you'll notice that you will be directed to Read and Write for Google's congratulations page. And the first thing that you'll notice is that there's an orange start button, and then there's some other green buttons or tabs through here. For the most part of this particular extension is free, and what we want it to do with students is free. There are a few bells and whistles such as a highlighter, a picture dictionary, a vocabulary list that you do have to purchase separately if you want to continue to use that portion of the trial. You do get a 30-day trial that has all of that included, so you can try it out and see if it's worth purchasing. But for now, we're going to click Start, and it's going to take us out to this Let's Get Started page. This page mainly details what I'm going to be covering in this small tutorial, and you'll notice that this is really the most important part. These are the types of files that it will read. So it will read Google Docs, it will read the web to students, it will read PDFs, EPUBs, which are books, and Kurzweil. Okay, the next step is to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and we're going to click on Google Drive. Okay, once in your Google Drive, you will notice that now you do have the Read and Write for Google icon up here in the corner. It is grayed out. When it is green, it is activated and can be used on that particular page. When it is gray, it cannot be used on that page. So we're going to choose an assessment that I would like to have my kids be able to read and manipulate without me sitting right next to them reading it to them. So when you click on it for the very first time, what a student is going to have to do is going to have to authorize the app. So we're going to click Continue, and it's going to ask you to give permission to view and manage your documents and to connect to an external service, and that is okay. So we're going to simply click Accept. Okay, once in the document, students will now notice they have a pull tab. When they click on that particular pull tab, it gives them a new toolbar. You'll notice that we've got a prediction, a dictionary, a picture dictionary, a play button, pause, stop, a fact finder, a translator, all sorts of different highlighters, clearing a highlighting, which is kind of like an eraser, collection of highlights, and a vocabulary list. Now I will tell you the majority of that is what comes with this free trial. What we're really interested in and what I would guide your kids to really understand and learn how to use is the play button, the pause button, and the stop button, because with the free version the rest of those buttons are not available. They are grayed out for the students. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I would recommend doing with your students is to instruct them to go to the settings gear. Then you need to make sure that you change the voice to something that they can understand, that's clear for them to hear through the headphones, because a lot of these voices are difficult to understand through headphones. I would suggest either Ava vocalizer or Tom vocalizer. The rest of them, there are a small difference between Jill soft scan and Tom soft scan, but I would play around with them. Again, don't waste too much time on this because the kids will think it's really cool to hear different languages being spoken, but again, you're wasting your class time. Instruct them to do that on their off time. We're going to leave it right now on Ava vocalizer, and I'm going to suggest putting it on a slow speed. Depending on the child, that can be differentiated for each particular child. The reading is going to stay on continuous read, and translation we're not going to worry about. The rest of these settings over here on the side, prediction, I would definitely leave it at 10, and the about just talks about the program. So once you're finished with that, click OK, and then simply press play. Now, I am unsure if you're going to be able to hear Ava reading to the Mayan civilization pretest to you through the microphone. But on your screen, you will be able to see it highlighted in yellow, what's going to be read, and the blue, what's being read at the time. So I'm going to go ahead and press play. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because again, I'm unsure if her voice is coming through on this video, but you'll notice that every sentence is highlighted in yellow. The word that's being spoken through the headphones is highlighted in blue. Okay, as the student is sitting with their computer or their device and their headphones and their test beside them with their pencil, they now have the ability to control their test. They can stop and start, have the test be reread to them, have a question be read to them, highlight a word, have it read to them. If they didn't understand what this word said, they can highlight it, click play, and it will play it for them. The main thing that they need to be able to do is press the play button and the pause button. Another thing to note, as a teacher preparing this test, what I would suggest you do is once your assessment is completed, go through and run the Google Read and Write app extension and listen for any indiscrepancies with how words are pronounced. Because one example is with this question, the speaker pronounces monotheism and polytheism a little differently than what you are probably pronouncing it in your classroom. So just be aware of that particular situation because they will arise. Basically, in closing, I would like to say that this is a pretty user-friendly app, especially for kiddos who have been trained on it. If you're used to Kurzweil, it does a lot of the same thing that Kurzweil does or did. It works hand in hand with your Google Drive. So as a teacher, you can simply share an assessment with your students. They can open up their assessment and this little tab will be visible for them. And once you've taught them how to control the play, pause, and stop buttons, it's pretty simple from then on out. Okay, I think I've covered the Google Read and Write extension pretty thoroughly. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me at christy.ireland@rvbears.org, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Enjoy!